All right, YouTube, I did not realize that yesterday we ended Romans 16. I believe this is day 4 or 5, or it could be day 6, 7. But okay. Now we're going to start Ecclesiastes number 1. I looked up some good books in the Bible to read, and this was one of them on there. I don't think I've read this one. So we're going to get after it. I was looking at this website prior. It just says, I kind of looked up what's the backstory of Ecclesiastes. Uh, it says, "Where are we?" with Solomon as the author of the book. We know it had to have been written sometime before his death. The content of Ecclesiastes reflects someone looking back on their life that was long on experience but short and everlasting rewards. As king, yada, 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 right? This is why is it important? Presents us a naturalistic vision of life, one that sees life through distinctly human eyes, but ultimately recognizes the real or the rule and reign of God in the world. Okay, what's the big idea? Ecclesiastes, like much of life, represents a journey from one point to another. Solomon articulated his standing point early in the book, vanity of vanities, all is vanity, indicating that the utter futility, I don't know what this word is, bro, and meaninglessness of life as he saw it. Nothing made sense to him because he had already tried any number of remedies, pleasure, work, and intellect to alleviate his sense of feeling lost in the world. However, even as blah, 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 right? So, how do we apply this? We all desire meaning in life. Often that search takes us along winding up and down paths filled with bursts of satisfaction that shine bright at the time but eventually fade. So that is kind of like the backstory. I don't want to read all that, but basically we're getting into Ecclesiastes number 1. Never read this book, so join me for the ride. I appreciate y'all being here for day 5, I believe. Okay, these are the words of the teacher, King David's son, who ruled in Jerusalem. Everything is meaningless. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher. Completely meaningless. What do people get for all their hard work under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth never changes. The sun rises and the sun sets, then hurries around to rise again. The wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles. Rivers run into sea, and the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea. Everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, "Here's something new," but actually, it's old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in the future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. Bro, I mean, at the end of the day, it's true. It says everything is meaningless. Everything on earth, not everything, okay, like spreading the gospel, learning who Jesus is, building a relationship with him, right? But in the preface of things, everything is meaningless on the earth because none of it matters. We're all going to die one day. If we get $5 million in the bank, if we get $5 billion in the bank, you can't take that with you once you die. So think about that. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're doing today. What did you do today that has meaning? Did you get in your word? Did you pray to God? Did you, listen to a sermon? Did you learn anything? And I'm not sitting here acting like I'm doing any good because I could have done better. I'm reading this right now, but I should have woke up this morning and first thing I do, I need to get into prayer. So that's something that we all could work on is just getting more time with Jesus. But it really is true when you think about it. Everything on this earth is meaningless. So the teacher speaks the futility of wisdom. Futility of wisdom. I think I cooked. I think I got it, chat. I, the teacher, was king of Israel, and I lived in Jerusalem. I devoted myself to search for understanding. Okay, so this is Solomon speaking, I believe. I devoted myself to search for understanding and to explore by wisdom everything being done under heaven. I soon discovered that God has dealt a tragic existence to the human race. I observed everything going under the sun, and really, it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind. What is wrong cannot be made right. What is missing cannot be recovered. I said to myself, "Look, I am wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I have greater wisdom and knowledge than any of them. So I set out to learn everything from wisdom to madness and folly. But I learned firsthand that pursuing all of this is like chasing the wind. The greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow." I don't know, bro. This is low-key a cliffhanger. Like, this makes me want to go on to the next chapter immediately. I might read some of the next chapters before bed tonight because that was a short chapter. That was really short, actually. We're only 5 minutes in, and it's probably a 2-minute introductions. But it's a chapter a day, day 5, and we're being left on a pretty crazy cliffhanger. So I'm kind of curious to see where this is going. Um, but yeah, bro, I don't know. Reading this, maybe we'll find the purpose of life. I guess since it's so short, we can go back and read this. Let's see how do we apply it. Well, what's the big idea? Okay, so we read all of this, right? Represents a journey from one point to another, blah, blah, blah. Okay. However, even in the writer's desperate search for meaning and significance in life, God remained present. For instance, we read that God provides food, drink, and work. Both the sinner and the righteous person live in God's sight. God's deeds are eternal, and God empowers people to enjoy His provision. Okay, I don't want to read too much because it's kind of spoiling it. But it looks like it's gonna be a good chapter, bro. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love you. Jesus loves you more. Subscribe.